Let's put the spotlight on IREDA. Mr. Pradeep Kumar Das, the CMD of the company, is joining us on the show to talk to us about the way forward. Hi, sir. Good to be speaking with you. Well, to begin with, you are considering a fundraise to the tune of around 4,500 odd crores. Could you detail it out for us in terms of what would be the mechanism of fundraise, and more importantly, why do you need the funds in the first place?
Yeah, very good afternoon, and thank you for inviting me here. See, you must be knowing that November we got listed, and prior to that, almost 4 years back, we had a stagnant net worth of 2,200 to 2,300 crore, and equity infusion in 22 by Government of India, as well as dividend exemption for continuously 4 years, and then 2,105 crore, 2,105 crore around we got through fresh issue. Then we could bring our net worth to the tune of 9,100 crore as per the last June quarter audited data. And we being a responsible NBFC, we need to ensure that fair amount of CRAR is maintained, and our rating also continue to be AAA stable. So in order to ensure that, we need to further augment equity addition to the net worth, because the kind of demand in RE financing, what market expect from us, and Government of India's target, people use to word ambitious target, I'll be rather realistic target. That is, since it is a commitment in global level, so we all to be realistic to that, and we all should work towards achieving that. And we being the premier organization of MNRE, so we are responsible for that, and we are having fair amount of demand from the market side to support through lending. And in order to cater to that demand, we need to go to the market and raise further equity. And if you see last time when we went for equity, our price was 32, and price went up, and probably it is a historic kind of IPO in the corporate world that continuously went up, and fairly our price has been also stable. So therefore, the market is quite positive about our performance. Apart from performance, the kind of quality of governance, and during the roadshow, what we had committed or talked, that we have exhibited in real working, and all-round improvement in numbers, all-round improvement in qualitative corporate governance standards we have exhibited. So therefore, the time now has come that we can go to the market and raise fair amount of equity, and we require around 4,500 crore, keeping in mind the kind of disbursement plan what we are envisaging for current year as well as subsequent year.
I believe that before even considering this board meet to be done for this fundraise of 4,500 crore, you must have spoken to bankers. So I believe that there is strong demand for your script, and hence you're considering this QIP of 4,500 crore. Also, if you could tell us, post this 4,500 crore, I believe for FY25 you would consider raising another 20,000 crore as per your guidance that you had given earlier. So any timelines on that also if you could share with us?
You see, 4,500 crore, that will be equity, and rest what you are talking, that will be through debt market. Because it is not that again we are coming for equity 20,000 kind of crore kind of thing. It is not that. So
on the demand, sir,
you are talking about discussion with bankers and all.
Yes, right.
See, we are going to the board to take first in principle approval. And since we had recently IPO, we are very much well connected with the market, and we had quite extensive roadshow during our IPO, because there was a lot of apprehension with respect to. I am very open in this forum, because in the past 2 occasions we went till roadshow and finally we did not do in 2017 as well as 2019 because of some obvious reasons. And post IPO of LIC, there was a kind of different kind of sentiment with respect to government IPOs. So therefore, it was quite important for us. And we are working in renewable energy space. There was some issue with respect to cancelling the PPAs. So therefore, there was again a negative sentiment with respect to that. And 3 to 4 years back, within that period, we had come across, the market had come across NBFC space certain kind of negativity. So keeping all those in mind, we went and we worked hard, the team worked hard, and we had fair amount of good support from ministry, DIPAM and all other government bodies, as well as market. And we have established, and what market had perceived, we have done much better than that also. And that is what we are trying to tell during the roadshow. Therefore, right now, we have not spoken to any banker or anybody. And definitely, once we get the in principle approval, and let us not forget, Government of India owns 75% of holding now. And whenever we go for fresh equity, there will be a dilution of their holding. So until unless we get Government of India's consent, before that going and approaching the bankers would not be appropriate. Once we get the approval, then we'll be coming to the bank and then we'll be looking into which option would be more appropriate, commensurate to our requirement and market conditions. It can be APO, it can be QIP, it can be other modes also. Then we'll be interacting. So right now, as such, there is no specific interaction with any banker.
Sir, I believe the disbursements in the first quarter stood at close to 5,300 odd crore rupees, and they must be strong in the second quarter also so far. How has been the run rate?
Since any disbursement figure I commit here, it is all price sensitive information. Being a listed entity, first I have to communicate to stock exchange, then talk about that. But if you see last 4 years, March 20, post March 20 onwards, we have been improving our sanction disbursement fairly well, and it is growing in a very encouraging manner. And we are confident of maintaining that trend in the time to come. And we have already submitted to stock exchange and it is available in the market with the investors. We have already submitted a roadmap that till 2030, what kind of loan book we are going to have and what kind of disbursement we are going to have. So therefore, now talking about September result will not be appropriate in this forum.
No, I understand and appreciate that you can't be talking about your September, results with us, but just wanted to get a better sense in terms of the NIMs going forward. What kind of numbers are you guys expecting? I think it was just around that 3% mark. And as far as asset quality is concerned, has there been any concern at all? Because you have been very, very, categorical about maintaining your asset quality. So just wanted to get that confirmation.
So far, we have been successful and we are confident to maintain that kind of asset quality in the time to come.
Okay, point taken. And what about the NIMs? What will be the kind of number that we should expect on a sustainable basis? Because it has hovered around that 3.5% mark. Is it expected to trend higher?
I think 3.5% in a renewable space will be quite good. The reason being, we need to focus on achieving 500 gigawatt target. Suppose we enhance the interest rate, the projects which are becoming bankable now, they may not become bankable. That is number one. And number two, the project which we have already financed, when the reset date comes, if the rate becomes higher, that project may get some dent in towards the stress. So therefore, we are working very sensibly. We are not very keen to go for a very huge margin in our NIM because our name is Renewable Energy Development Agency. Not only financing, it is a developmental activity also. But top of it, more and more we ensure the asset quality better, having a fair amount of NIM. That is going to pay us in the long run. And if you see, in last 37 years, if you take the data up to June last quarter, we have financed more than 1,31,000 crore. And our cumulative write-off is 202 crore. So that speaks our asset quality and corporate management and kind of review monitoring we have in place and kind of proactive action we take to ensure the asset quality is not getting deteriorated.
Very careful about the asset quality. And sir, before we let you go, I understand that you have incorporated a subsidiary in GIFT City for foreign currency financing. Could you help me understand what kind of opportunity does it present? What's the strategy behind a move like this?
Yeah, if you see 4 years back, our resource composition was 57% forex and domestic was 43%. And if you see last quarter, the forex component is hardly 16%, domestic is 86%. If you go back to the history, in the initial nascent stage of RE development in the country, IREDA was the only agency to financing, and most of the global developmental agencies and bilateral agencies, they prefer to route their RE development programs through IREDA. And what is the sector mature today? A lot of support they had extended to us. That was the reason for which we used to carry always fair amount of higher ratio in our resource composition as far as Forex is concerned. But in last 4 years, what the domestic lending market, what we have seen, we could find quite a lot of competitive rates. So we had resorted to domestic borrowing. That has resulted to coming down of this. But again, if you look back, what were emerging then and now what are the emerging sector, in those areas, we are going to take the support from those agencies again. So therefore, in getting this foreign currency, major issue component was hedging. And we had decided to open an office in GIFT City so that we can borrow in foreign currency and lend in foreign currency, at least to our existing developer who are setting up overseas project, number one, and who are setting up domestic project having export earnings, so that we can borrow in Forex and lend them in Forex. That hedging component can be eliminated there. So that is one major one. And moreover, since Government of India has taken the initiative to internationalize India's business practices through GIFT City, and we being a mature organization and responsible organization, and since renewable is going to so far grown in last 10 years in jet speed, and we are expecting it will continue to grow on, so we can capture those green funds and other overseas concessional funds through GIFT City, which we can support to our at least existing developer as well as the new developer in the time to come.
Okay, Mr. Das, on that note, we'll let you go. Thank you so much for making time and speaking with us.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.